Former president is fundraising off the FBI search. His team sent an email out today asking supporters to give money to stand up against what he calls the never-ending witch hunt. Republicans from all corners of the party coming to his defense. The Florida governor, Ron DeSantis, writing, the raid of Mar-a-Lago is another escalation in the weaponization of federal agencies against the regime's political opponents. The Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene going further, defund the FBI. Even former Vice President Pence, who was branded a traitor by the former president, backed him up. I share the deep concern of millions of Americans over the unprecedented search of the personal residence of President Trump. One top Republican, however, has not commented at all, even when asked directly for his reaction.
I'm here today to talk about the flood and the recovery from the flood.
The Senate Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, there choosing not to answer. The White House today rejecting any accusation that the search was politically motivated.
He believes in the rule of law, in the independence of the Justice Department investigations, that those investigations should be free from political influence, and he has held that commitment as president.
The press secretary there adding that no one at the White House was made aware of the FBI's actions. Let's turn to Meredith McGraw now, national political correspondent for Politico. Meredith, we know former President Trump's been considering a run for 2024. That is no secret. But would this speed up his decision, as apparently so many in his inner circle are suggesting?
Yeah, last night, the former president was getting lots of encouragement from allies of his that he should jump in the race even sooner and announce a 2024 run. It was notable that one of his closest aides, Dan Scavino, put it out there on Twitter, Trump 2024. And as he was making calls today, that was a continued sentiment that was shared. For people around Trump and for Trump himself, this search has been seen as a kind of politically galvanizing force for him ahead of any potential 2024 announcement.
You know, there is a scenario, obviously, under which Mr. Trump and Governor DeSantis could run against one another in the primary for president. What does that do? What does this do to that dynamic?
That's a good question. As I was talking to somebody close to Trump last night, as all of this was unfolding, they did point later on to DeSantis' statement of support and outrage over this and said that this FBI search could end up being a unifying point for members of the Republican Party. But I did hear from people around Trump who said that they were disappointed in people like Senator Tim Scott, who was one of the more cautious Republicans today and said that it was prudent to wait and see what happens here and let the legal system play itself out. So even within the Republican Party, there are still divides on display when it comes to President Trump.
Meredith McGraw from Politico, thanks.